Project Just Because is a 501(c)(3). We turned it into a charity back in 1998, and it's a charity of basic needs. And how it became a charity, I started out of my basement about 17 years ago and just wanted to help people and didn't really realize it was a local need in the Hopkinton Metro West area. The mission is really to help men, women, and children with dignity and a lot of love, but basically to just reach out from our hearts and make people feel if they're in need, that they can come to the project with a lot of love and know that we all are here for them. Project Just Because provides basic necessities, things that children, men, women would need on a day-to-day basis in your home, like clothing and basic sneakers and shoes. The harsh New England winters, we do blankets and we do things like warm sheets, like flannel sheets, because a lot of times the heat is low and the houses are very cold. So we try and gear them up with all the basic necessities for keeping them warm. Year-round clothing is very important for the children going into school, and also we supply going into school. A lot of school children need back-to-school supplies. The lists are very long. It's very expensive for families in need. We also host a Hopkinton food pantry for Hopkinton residents, and we supply a baby center for all the needs of babies. Very important for the state of Massachusetts, we supply domestic abuse and 211 emergency care, and that means if there's a fire or tornadoes or something important, we have an emergency assistance center for all, again, the basic necessities. Anyone in the state of Massachusetts, all they need to do is ask. We are located in Hopkinton, but if they can get a ride here, if we have items they need, then we will help and serve them. We're funded by individuals, such as children doing a lemonade stand, all the way to large grants and foundations where we submit a grant and a foundation. We have volunteer community days, and they sponsor us and also give us money. Those are our main sources of funding. Many different ways. First, I would say financially, so we can keep our doors open every day. If you are in a company and you may have a grant or foundation in your company, sometimes a matching gift. If you give us $50, your company may have a matching gift program where they would donate $50. All kinds of different ways to support our cause financially, which is very important. Also item-based. You could be working for a company that has items we could use. And another way is to volunteer. Have your company come in, children come in from a school, a church, a business, and just volunteer and help us fill all the thousands of bags we need done. Thousands. Each year we help between 8 million, 8.5 million worth of dollars worth of items given out to families in need. And numbers of families vary year to year. Greatest challenge is when a child comes in and they've put in a request for a coat and it's cold out and you know the child needs a coat because they outgrow things like yesterday, and we don't have their size. And to be able to have the funds to be able to go buy them a brand new warm coat or get a gently used coat would be wonderful. And the greatest challenge is every day meeting the needs of those families. Well, the most satisfying thing is seeing the rewards of all people's generosity. And I can remember when a little boy came in with a mother, and he went to his bag and saw a new warm winter coat. And he was jumping up and down, wanting to, please, can I put it on? It's like warm inside our building, but he wanted to put it on. He put it on, zipped up, jumped around. And it's probably the same feeling that my son had when he got his first gaming system. It was just that excitement, the sparkle in his eyes. You knew that the mission was served when that child got a warm coat. And that's what we want to try and attain, the goals for our families in need, to be able to get their basics with dignity and love from the heart.
My sister has been going through cancer treatments and her bills have been piling up. A friend told us about Project Just Because and the Cancer Care Program. Not only was I able to help her get some clothing, as all of hers are now too big from weight loss, but she was given a beautiful cancer basket that simply made her day. It was filled with lotions, warm, comfortable socks, a great book, and an inspirational plaque. It was such a breath of fresh air to find a place like Project Just Because.
Thank you with all my heart for making this holiday season much more enjoyable for myself and my boys. This may be the last year they believe, but thanks to you, I will believe in the spirit of Christmas. I cannot thank you enough, and once I am back on my feet and working again, I cannot wait to pay it forward.
I put off asking for help for as long as I could. Finally, our financial situation was caving in on me, and I knew I had to do it. As a man, I felt weak and as if I let my family down. But when I walked into Project Just Because to ask for help, I didn't feel that way any longer. The staff listened to my story and gave me a hug. They made me feel so warm and treated my family and I with the dignity and confidentiality I hoped for. They helped us with groceries and warm blankets. They took away the embarrassment of asking for help.
I was told by the hospital that Project Just Because supplied Easter baskets for the ER earlier this year. My 4-year-old son received one, and I cannot thank you enough. He was having a tough time, especially with all the needles they had poked him with, but that basket changed his mood 100%. It was like a light switch. It will always be tough to visit an ER with your child, but your basket was the best distraction. Thank you very much.
I have donated to Project Just Because for the past few years, choosing a family at Christmas time to fulfill their wishes. Recently, a couple that attends church with me lost everything in a house fire. Their apartment was destroyed along with all of their belongings. Replacing so many items at one time is a financial hardship. Our pastor sent out a request for help, and I mentioned PJB as being a resource to help families in need. He reached out to them, and thankfully PJB was able to provide for this couple who are expecting their first child by giving them clothing and shoes, including some much-needed maternity items, as well as some linens and housewares. It was a godsend. It is a blessing to the community to have such a wonderful resource.